Hi, everybody. This is Eliz-sha from wisdomseekers.net, and I'm here for the second weekly for Earth, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, November 17th to the 23rd, 2019. And I'm just going to pop on right now and just start. So the first card that I got was flow. And we all know that means go with the flow, right? So let's see what the cards have to say, see how it enhances it. And the very first card I get is the Judgment card. It's a major arcana. So Earth, this is a very important week, of course. They're all important weeks. But the Justice card I call my light worker card. It cuts away that which is no longer necessary. It helps you to get your heart as light as a feather. And it also calls in more spiritual psychic abilities. And that's what a light worker does. They don't create justice, but they work to have a better world. Okay, so that's the basis of this week, is working towards a better world. And how are we going to do that? Well, the card that covers it is Six of Pentacles. So what we're going to be doing is pulling things together, pulling energies together to make a complete whole. So what's behind us that makes us want to do that? The Eight of Swords. And that's frustration card. It's a card of not knowing how to get out of certain situations. So that's why we are working towards pulling things together to create a whole, because the more we know, the more we understand, the more complete we are, the easier it is to get out of situations and things, or not have them bother you. So the moon, that's what's just behind us, and that's a card of the subconscious. And truly what it is all about is growth and learning, going through the different stages of growth and learning. So the subconscious has been working to elevate us, to bring more knowledge into our life. Oftentimes when the subconscious is involved, it's a lonely process. That's why they have the wolf howling. So that's two major arcanas, right? Three major arcana. The Hermit, where it's taking us is, and we get this quite often, especially for Earth, I find, is a way shower, showing us different things, leading us in different directions. And this is going to be probably not an easy week for Earth, because the card that goes in front of being the way shower and showing people how to do things is the Princess of Cups. And the Princess of Cups is the wise inner child, but it's still the inner child. And when it comes to the inner child, that's your subconscious. So and we're bringing things together. Usually that means pieces of ourselves we're bringing together. And it's how do you say this politely? Usually it's an interesting process. Let's put it that way. So this three major arcana, four major arcana, the Temperance card is that while we're doing this, while we're creating this change within ourselves, we're also pulling down fresh energy, shifting the way the world views itself. Another major arcana, which is the High Priestess. I think that brings us to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. The High Priestess, it's seeing things from a different perspective, an elevated perspective, seeing things clearly so that you don't get stuck in the mess. But it's also a card of looking at other people and realizing, even though you're showing the way, doesn't necessarily make it easy for other people to understand you, or that there is a different way. So what do you do about it? You try to stay in balance, this is the 6th, the major arcana, the Chariot. And the Chariot is all about staying in balance and keeping on doing what you're doing. The last two cards are, it will be worthwhile, but it will be hard work. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So going with the flow makes a great deal of sense, because when the subconscious is involved, sometimes it's hard to read what the subconscious wants us to do. So go with the flow, and more importantly, nurture yourself. So if things are going hard for you and it's being off balance, that's basically what happens when the subconscious comes rocketing to the fore. Being off balance is the time where you want to back off and nurture yourself, love yourself, care for yourself for what you can and cannot do. All right. So well, let's just jump in. I see we've got 2 super chats already.
Yeah. Landry Cook with a $4.99 super chat asks, how is Marquise feeling about me now that we're talking again? How is Marquise feeling now that we're talking again?
Yeah.
Thank you, as always.
He's shy. He's optimistically shy. I feel he realizes he really wants what's happening, but he's a little bit hesitant, and not because of you or anything. He's hesitant because he wants things to work out in a very positive way. He's a little surprised at how he's feeling, actually. He was not expecting to feel this way at all now that you're talking again. So again, drop little hints. Don't take the lead, but in such a way that he doesn't necessarily recognize that you're taking the lead. And allow him to be the hunter and the aggressor, which doesn't mean you have to sit back and wait for him to do everything. That's not what I'm saying. You just do it in such a subtle way, that that he feels empowered, that he feels that he's strong enough to pull this off, and that it can work. And how do you do that? Depends on the guy. But often positive reinforcement works way better than negative reinforcement in every aspect of any relationship. I don't. There are a few places where negative reinforcement is more powerful, but very few work as well as positive reinforcement when it comes to this subject. So be of glad heart. He really is interested in you and making things work. At least that's what it feels like to me. And what about Mimi?
Mimi with a $1.99 super chat asks, why doesn't Dario apologize to me?
I don't think he does the apologies. And I'm not 100% sure he realizes that he's the one at fault. I mean, I'm sure he is, but he doesn't exactly see it that way. And as he said to me quite bluntly, I don't do apologies. And he had his hands on his hips, sort of thing, and looking at me straight in the face. I don't do apologies. If you want an apology from him before things change, you might look into, it's not going to happen. The only way it would happen if he suddenly understood what he's done and how he's done it, and then he would probably apologize. I don't see it happening in the near future. So don't hold your breath. You know that saying, when hell freezes over? That's the kind of energy I'm getting from Dario. If you just jump over it, make sure you're clear first before you jump over it, because it might be that you're not clear and he doesn't care anymore, but if you keep pulling it back, that will be a detriment to any relationship going forward. This man does not apologize, at least not in these kind of situations. I'm sorry. Okay.
Cynthia Hall asks, hello, may I ask, is my relationship ever going to get better with my Capricorn man? Or should I move on? Out time.
So I apologize for what I'm about to say. You would be better off moving on. Capricorn, he's not going to change. He's very solidified in his ways. And I don't think he really cares a great deal about anything but what he cares about. And I'm not saying relationship at the top of his list. I see other things. I see other things being very important to him. And he'd have a hissy fit if anything happened in that relation area. But you're not the top of his list. And because you're not the top of his list, move on. And I apologize for that. I don't like telling people things like that. But every person in a relationship deserves to be the most important person to the person they're in a relationship with. And you're definitely not. It's not that he's a bad guy either, to be honest. He's just kind of selfish. Okay.
Tay asks, hello, I was wondering if you could tell me what my spirit guides look like. I've been very curious. Whatever they feel like.
Really, yes. Spirit guides look like whatever they feel like.
One of my dragons that has been with me for as long as I can remember, she was a cat once. She's now a dragon, a European dragon.
but she was always more a dragon than a cat.
She's always been more dragon than cat, but when I was younger, I was very cat. My favorite animal is a cat. So that's how she came to me. I mean, she's my imaginary best friend, basically. So whatever you need them to be or they want to be.
Yeah. And one of them at this moment is a I don't know, 45, 50-year-old male with a long beard. He looks like he could be from the Grecian period. Who was the name of that guy who took poison, hemlock? Anyhow, he looks very Greek, and from the Greek time of when they were doing all the philosophies and things like that. He looks like he could be from that era. But again, like I said, like Al said, they look exactly what you would want them to look like. I had one that looked like a big, tough female sergeant for a few years. So I haven't seen her for quite a few years, but I mean, she was there. And I was at a time when I was very rebellious about following in the spiritual path. I was following a spiritual path, but I wanted to do it my way. And my way wasn't necessarily a wise way. Then I wasn't always wise, right? I was young at the time. Okay.
Champagne C says, hey, Eliz-sha again, and L.
You had some really good questions. Thank you very much.
Tari Avalos asks, hello, any advice for my relationship?
So give him a little less. I know that doesn't sound like it's the right answer, but you give him too much. You make it too easy for him. And that's the first thing that you said was, don't give so much. And it is very difficult, of course. I understand that, especially for a woman whose nature is to be a caregiver. But women do give more than they should quite often. And men start to not be interested in us because it's just too easy. I don't, with you're too easy, then they're going to go off and they're going to play games on the computer before they come spend time with you. And change it up a bit. You just tell him we're going to go out today and I've made this arrangement, and he may grumble and gripe. And if he grumbles and gripes too much, then walk away. But if he's a good man, he's going to go, yeah, sure, let's do it. And you can do it. And if he says absolutely no, and he has a good reason, then understand that go out and do it anyhow without him. So don't be somebody who's unique and onto yourself. Look after you first. I know that's not what a relationship should be, but that's how it works best. The more you give, the less you get back. So if you give, make sure you give in such a way that your partner doesn't realize what's happening. This is for, I don't know if that works the same with women as well. I haven't had that much interaction with people, women on women and women, or men and men. I just know that for men, if it's too easy, they're bored. So don't make it so easy. And at the same time, dress up to the nines and occasionally and look $1 million. And do some fun things. Should we do the other two?
Yep. Joy, Peace, and Love C with a $3.99 super chat asks, will Frank ever return?
So this is a tough day. I have to apologize for what I'm about to say. I believe Frank has moved on. And it probably is the best thing for you to move on as well. Yeah, he says he's moved on, and that you should too. And having said that, there is somebody who is coming up, and it feels like it's on the right-hand side. Why, I don't know. But I doubt that it's a forever relationship that's coming up. It's more like let's get over this energy and have fun doing it. But there is somebody coming who will be lots of fun. And right at this moment, you need to go with the fun, not the serious. All right? And I'm really sorry about that.
And Debbie with a $2 New Zealand super chat asks, any messages from my angels?
Hey, Debbie. Well, this is strange. This has been a strange day. Okay, I'm just going to go with what they said. Debbie, we love you. And you're doing quite nicely, and they're pleased with you for what you're doing. I guess you beat yourself up a little bit, and they kind of suggesting that you don't. With please don't do that. Your guides are very. They're very. This is how it is. Go with it. They're not flowery. Okay, so but they're very pleased with you. They think that that you've got everything going on in a really nice way. Okay, and this is something I say all the time, but this is what they said to me. And it's from King Saul. It says, "This too shall pass." And it's one of the things I kept telling my kids when they were younger. I'm going through stress. And I know you're not, you're a little older than that, but this too shall pass. And I would give myself some time to walk out in nature a little bit with you, can, Debbie? I realize it should be fairly warm there now, right?
Spring heading towards summer, so it should be.
So if you can get out and walk a bit in the fresh air and breathe deep, I see oxygen going into your lungs in a very deep way, and that will make a huge difference. Just before this, we had an in-depth with Elizabeth. And one of the things she pointed out was there's a difference between being in depression and being oppressed. And being oppressed means that things have gone wrong and you're mourning. Give yourself the right to mourn. Don't feel bad about it. And one of the things she suggested was you bring color into your life, bring sunlight into your life. It could be bright, sunny clothes, or paint your walls a brighter color. But bring freshness into your life. And I keep getting breathing, and more breathing. Okay, so good luck, Debbie.
AP asks, hey again, should I carry on talking to Jace G? Will anything serious come of it? Thank you.
This is a bad day to ask about relationships. He likes you. But the two of you are really not simpatico. In long term, the relationship would not work very well. And as a friend, by all means keep on talking to him. If you're looking for something serious, walk away, go fight, and let the energy flow or move around you, and be willing to accept or take that new step forward that would bring you closer to. And there's somebody really close by the way. He's just sort of looking on the other direction at the moment, but it's like he's really close. And one of these days, and it's soon. It's not weeks away or months away. Or it could be weeks away, but it's not months away. He's going to turn around and look and go, "Oh, I never realized," and be very interested in you. Okay.
Tay says, I also wanted to let you know that I have been taking iron pills for my joints like you suggested, and it seems to be working well.
Oh, good.
Puzzle
I know
of Life-
when my iron's low, my joints ache like heck.
Puzzle of Life asks, hi, can you tell me about this new love partner that's coming into my life before the end of the year? A guy, LOL. Thanks. Maybe he's in my college program?
So this guy, I think he's got a little bit of fuzz on his lip, and it might be a lot of fuzz. It might be a full-blown lip thing. I'm not really clear about that. But he stands off from the crowd, so he might be a TA. That's what they call them, isn't it?
Teacher assistants,
Yeah, might be a TA because he looks a little bit more mature than the crowd they're around, and he looks like he's sort of shepherding the people, but he's not part of the people. So I'm not sure. This is, but he's got very piercing eyes, and very sensitive lips. And he feels a touch arrogant. That could be my interpretation of it. And arrogance could actually translate into shyness, because a lot of people who appear arrogant are actually very shy. So, but I think this person is hard to get to know. I feel that once you get to know them, they come off as a very different person. So be patient to getting to know this person. All right. Good luck. I hope that rings a bell.
Elantra Cook says, hey, hey, hey. Jennifer Schwab says, hello, can I have any messages from my spirit guides? I've been a little stressed out this week. Thank you.
So first of all, how's Tweety? So your spirit guides are suggesting that you don't take, I think I told you this last week, don't take so much on your shoulders. Some of it doesn't have to sit squarely on your shoulders. It can sit squarely in nobody's shoulders, because some things will take care of themselves simply by time, and some things are not things that it doesn't matter how much you stress, they're not in your ability to make it or break it. And you don't have to be the mother hen for everybody. And I mean that in the most nicest way, but you do have a tendency to look after everybody. Look after yourself for a little while. And yes, looking after other people does make you feel good. Having a bath with the rosemary bath, the sea salt, or might make you feel really good too, and take out toxins. So look after yourself. Take some time for you. Buy that smelly candle that you really love. Make sure it's not toxic. and go into your bathroom and close the door and have a long lazy soak. Read a book while you're doing it. Listen to music, but relax and just do it for yourself. All right? And breathe deep.
Jennifer Schwab also adds, thank you both for putting these messages out for the week for all of us to enjoy, and they are very helpful.
Thank you.
Mallet Paula says, hi, Eliz-sha and Elle. How does Gemini feel for me and our relationship now?
I think you've hit a little blimp. It's like the rose going bump, but I think that's just it. It's a bump. Sit back, wait, send out, keep on sending regular messages out, the ones you would anyhow. Hope you're sleeping well. Hey, did you see that funny joke? But don't confront. Don't do any confrontations because the energy has not settled yet and it's not ready to settle. It is a bump in the road. It's not a barrier. Okay, take time, be patient, breathe deep, and let him know. Send him a I love you. Even if it's a gift that says I love you, something something cute and silly. That's not oh my God, I have to deal with this energy. Just something that he doesn't have to deal with, but can make him smile. I'm sure there's gifts in there that are cute that say I love you. Okay.
There are. There's one of this like golden retriever puppy, Labrador puppy, holding on, tugging gently at its leash, going, "Come on, let's go." Gabby McMaster asks, "Hi, I hope all is well. Can you tell me what messages my angels have for me?"
Gabby
McMaster.
Gabby. Okay.
Sorry, I can talk today.
Don't take things so seriously. You worry too much. It's time to look on the brighter energy of life. There is a lot of positive things happening around you, and you've missed a few of them because you're very intense, and you're very single focused. You've got a very one focus. Broaden your focus out, and look at the sunset, look at the sunrise if you're up at that time. I am not a morning person, so I have a hard time being up at that time. They say you're really good at gathering information, and now would be a really good time to gather some information. I'm not sure what kind it is, but it will. And it doesn't have to be, it could be just go out and gather some information because in the future it's going to be important for you to know. And right now it's not really that important. It's just interesting at this point. Okay. Good luck.
Empress Z says, "Should I get new friends or apologize to the ones I cut out and try again?" You cut them out for a reason. Get new ones.
Basically, that's the same information I got, but I wasn't so blunt.
Sorry. This is why I'm not doing my mom's job.
Because she could very well.
I'm just not nice about it.
Yeah, but really, yes. It's time to move on. It's time to go find, it's time to do something different in your life. Go take a course where you can meet new people. Maybe a pottery course, something where you sit and chat. Not a course where you sit and listen to a lecture and got to look up and study. Don't do that. Something easy, fun, how to draw, maybe how to dance, where you have to something where you have to you can or you have to interact with people. And honestly, if you're on the spiritual path, you can't go back. I mean, if you go back, are you going to be any less? Are you going to vibrate any less than you are? No. Are they going to vibrate higher? Possibly. Not likely, but it can happen. So just move on, and ask the universe to please send you some really good cronies, somebody you can go out for coffee with. And before too long, you're going to find yourself sitting in a coffee shop, giggling like crazy over some stupid, inane joke that Your old friends would look at you and go, "What the heck are you laughing about?" But you're going to think it's hilarious. So just go with the change. Good luck. Have fun.
Deborah Love asks, "Will I pass this police and society class this semester?"
Say that again.
Will I pass this police and society class this semester? Deborah Love.
There's two of them, right?
Yeah, I think it's the title of the class.
Okay. Oh, police and society.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to put your nose to the grindstone a little bit more. You're almost got it. You're almost got what you want. You just need to study a little bit more, and a lot is going to hang on what you do from now forward. But if you put a little more effort into it, you will pass. I can't promise you'll pass with flying colors, but that doesn't mean you won't either. I know my daughter, my middle daughter, she's in college right now, and she'll come back and say, "Oh, I failed that test. I just know it," and it'll be 89%. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're doing as poorly as you think you are. It just means that you need to, but it does mean you do have to put a little more effort into it, and the little more effort will get you through to a fairly, well, I suspect it's a decent mark. And C's get degrees, so don't be too upset if so the teacher marks on the curb, hey, that's a bugger. Pardon my English. I passed a course in university because of that, but at the same time, people had to be really dumb. had failed that course badly for me to get a decent. I had a decent mark. So yeah, but yes, I do think that if you can bring your mark, if you can study a little bit more, and have confidence in yourself, that's a huge one. Don't put yourself down so much. Just say, "Yeah, I studied, and I'm going to let my subconscious answer the questions." Good luck. I went on a long time with a yes/no answer.
Yeah. Also, the way I helped myself study and remember what I needed to learn is I talked about it with my mom over and over again until she was bored and wanted me to shut up when I went to college. So do that. Have discussions about either
write it out.
Yeah.
Write it out. A minimum of 5 times.
Yeah, and if you have people taking the class with you that you know and study with, have a discussion about it. Talk it out.
Yeah, have study groups.
Yeah. Anyhow, moving on. B. Erla asks, "Hello, dear Eliz-sha and L. Hello. If I may ask for some advice regarding my relationship with Jeff, thank you very much."
Let me see. Jeff is the kind of guy you don't want to hold down and hold in. Jeff is the kind of guy you want to walk away from, and then look over your shoulder to see if he's following. He doesn't want to get caught, but he doesn't mind catching. So if you want this guy, and honest to God, he's a tad young, and he might be the right age, but his maturity level is a little young for his age. You You don't necessarily walk away, but when the situation warrants it, and he has to make a decision, he's not making a decision, you can say, okay, when you made the decision, you know where to find me. Do things he likes. Maybe you don't like it, but do things he likes. Now, for instance, guys generally like cars. You just say to him, hey, I'm going to a car show. I got tickets. You're welcome to come. If not, I'm going to go with John. And yes, it's a game. And yes, you're playing games. And no, you shouldn't have to play games. You've tried it not playing games, and what did it get you, right? Just play a game, but make it a fun game. Make it something that both of you enjoy.
Next.
Yeah.
Blossom 11 asks, hello, who is going to help my sister financially? A friend or family member?
Jen.
Can you turn off your light, please?
So my daughter was going to take her dogs for a walk in the dark, and she just flashed me in the eyes with her high beams. Yeah. Kids never grow up, You can have...
She's the middle one, by the way.
But kids never grow up. So I lost entirely what I was...
Jen, turn off your light!
She really is. She wants everything the elder one gets and everything the younger one gets. I lost it.
Yeah. Hello, Blossom 11. Who is going to help my sister financially? A friend or family member?
I do believe the first thing that came across was a family member. And it really is not getting too much information. It might be they will help her find out how to help with situations. And you don't really want to go through friends, because money lending and friends don't really mix. But families are stuck with you. And it might be that they will help her go through a bank to get some money or something like that, or find a way to help her. But I do, more importantly, the answer is your sister will get the help she requires. Okay.
Kim Z asks, do you ever see my ex-Gemini reaching out to reunite, reconcile?
I don't think that's something you should wait for. I think that's something that you want to move on with. I don't see it happening. It could happen for a few years when things have shifted and changed, and both of you have grown a little bit. At this point, I believe Gemini is moving on to something new and different. I don't see another lady at the moment, but he's moving on in his life. And I think he basically says, and you should too. And I apologize for that. Today is not a good day to ask about relationships.
Maria Munoz asks, why did my grandpa ask if I was dating a particular guy who I personally know? I feel like someone told him something bad about me regarding my current love life.
And your grandfather simply says, isn't the grandfather allowed to know? But there's no censure in it. There's more concern and worry. Basically, he says he doesn't really care who you date. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to feel good about yourself and happy. So I wouldn't worry too much about what other people are saying, not to your grandfather. I mean, he may come across as a bit of a curmudgeon, and he does. But underneath it all, he does seem to care for you particularly, rather than the situation. Okay.
Hold on, just double checking something real quick. All right. Empress Z asks, "What do my ancestors look like?" You, but older.
Probably. Well, they look like they have. They look like they stand tall and proud. They have piercing eyes. They see things. Don't always talk about it. Do you want to find your little Taurus? Okay. And there's a bunch of them back there watching you and thinking that things are going really well for you. No, pardon me. Let me change that. I'm a little discombobulated until my daughter leaves because she's being a little bit of a toad. She's
very distracting toad.
She's a little bored. When my middle daughter is bored, she's very dangerous.
She's taking 2 of our dogs out for a walk.
Yeah.
So.
But until she moves out, she's very distracting, especially when she's trying to make jokes. So they watch you, all right. I wasn't wrong about that part, but they're not watching you with judgment. They're watching you with and wondering what course of action you're going to take next, and what you're going to do, and how can they help you. They're actually quite well, as I said, they're very proud, they're very stately looking, but they also do care about you, and it's you they care about, not what you do, but how you do things. Okay.
Gabriela Almania asks, "Hello, just wanted to say yesterday it went well. Thank you."
Awesome.
Tay says, "Thank you. That's very interesting to hear." Okay, here's Gabriela Almania's question. "What do you see for me in love?"
As I said, she's very distracting today. If you're very patient and very calm, then what you're seeking will come to you. And I know what you're feeling, that you have a special connection with certain people. And if you want that will come to you, but you have to be very patient and sit still like a statue. You can't make any sudden moves or anything like that with this person. And that person is still on your mind and is still in your future. But it's really a difficult relationship because there's so many do's, or more likely there's so many don'ts in it, that it's very hard to keep track of them all. Okay, good luck.
1234 asks, "What is coming to me in love?"
Somebody's there, just waiting for you to notice. They're going, I'm here. But I think you're looking the other direction. So it's somebody you know, somebody that's already in your direct notice, and you've met them, but you're not aware of them, if that makes sense. It might be somebody you looked at and didn't even click on that this could be a relationship worth having. So look at somebody that you wouldn't necessarily or usually choose. Look at somebody outside of outside of your comfort zone, and it may not be a forever thing. And then again, it might be the love of your life, but it's right there. Okay.
Maria Herrera asks, hello, do my guides see any problems coming my way? Thank you.
They're saying they're just the normal life problems, nothing you cannot handle or be nothing you can't handle. And I do see you a little run off your feet. I see you sort of moving around a little faster than normal, trying to keep up with certain events. But other than that, I think it's just normal, everyday things. Where is he? Oh, okay. So yeah, it's. I do believe that puppy of yours is actually a little bit of a godsend, in that he's taken you out of your traditional way of doing things and changing things up for you a great deal in a very positive way. And Alex's father is maybe a little bit closer to giving you what you've asked for. Okay.
Polynesian Princess says, hi, Eliz-sha and Elle. Could I ask why Cameron keeps blocking me, but I've been focusing on myself?
Good choice. I guess the energy is just too intense. He doesn't do well with intense energy. He's very easily pushed over. So when the energy when you ask for more than he can handle, and he cannot handle a lot, I would look at information on people who are on the autism scale, because it might be that he's just at the borderline of that, and they cannot handle a lot of energy. If it gets too much for them, they just close down. And he almost feels a bit like that. So you want this guy, you have to be very, 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 very careful, because he goes into overwhelm extremely quickly and doesn't know how to deal with it. I suspect if he is on the spectrum, he's not been diagnosed, so has no way of dealing with the energy or the information that he gets, and hasn't got any background to help him figure it out. Okay. I don't feel him leaving. I feel he's still where he was. So just make sure that you give him one piece of information at a time, and no more until he's assimilated it. And don't ask him questions that he cannot answer easily. Do not ask him questions that, like, do you want to go out for supper tonight? And we can do pizza, or we can do steak, or we can do. Don't do that. Just say, hey, would you like to go out for supper tonight? And then say, where would you like to go? I like pizza or hamburger. Don't give him more than two options, and just try that out and see if that makes a difference. Because people who are overwhelmed by it's just like their brain shuts down and they cannot think and they cannot function. So try that. Okay, just see if that makes any difference at all. Okay.
Earth Tiger says hello. AP says thank you for your insight as always. Debbie says thank you. I've been joining different meetup groups and socializing more. I am with a group called Midlife Mavens. We meet for coffee.
That's a great name.
That is a great name. Lots of we meet for coffee. Lots of fun. I started walking in the evenings.
Good.
Patricia Schoen asks, "Hi, Eliz-sha. Do you see a good year in 2020 for me?"
More good than negative. There will be always, it doesn't matter what you do. There's always going to be some negative, but more good than negative. Things are opening up for you, blossoming, and especially the first 6 months of the year. And I'm not really picking up too much in the last half of the year, but the first 6 months of the year, you're going from steadily increase of from dark to light energy. So things are improving for you a great deal. And I think you're going to enjoy 2020 much more than the last 4 years, or since 2012 for that matter. Okay.
Puzzle of Life says, ha 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 ha. Well, when the TA guy catches my attention, whomever he is, I will let you know.
I don't know that he's a TA. I don't think he's one of the students. That's basically what it is. But good luck with that. Have fun with that.
Earth Tiger asks, where do you see me in 5 years career-wise? Thank you.
Earth Tiger, 5 years. I see you standing there telling people, do that, do this, do that. So whatever you're doing, you're going to go into a position of having to tell people what to do. I don't know what that means, but that basically metaphorically means that you're going to be going through promotions in the next 5 years working. And I suspect you're going to be a little bit of a force to be reckoned with. So it looks to me like things will be good in 5 years. And I don't know if this is possible, but you may have your own business. If you don't, you're going to be doing well regardless. Good luck.
Jenny Jones asks, hi, are there any men currently interested in me that I'm not aware of?
So instantly I got yes. And what they're saying is maybe you should stand still a little longer, let them catch up to you rather than you go hunting for them. And one of them has actually talked to you and you didn't notice. I mean, you hurt his ego a little bit, but that's all right. That just gives him a little bit more reason to try a little harder. So smile at everybody and wait for some sign. The universe says it will give you a sign. Okay.
Debbie says, and yes, I feel oppressed, not depressed. I'm trying to break out and find the real me.
Well, the real you is pretty awesome, so just enjoy the process.
Princess Nee asks, hello there. Can you please look into the man I will marry in the future?
Have you ever heard of sculptured locks? I have never heard of sculptured locks, but it appears this guy has what the guides call sculptured locks, and it appears that they're golden blonde and they sort of, yeah, and he's got a sense of humor, and he says he has to have a sense of humor because he does some really interesting things. He's really interested in becoming a father. That's one of his major goals in life, is to be a father. Oh, what else? He's not close, but he's not far away. I'd say he's probably within the next 6 months that you're going to meet this person. If I was in the 1800s, I'd call him a fop. F-L-O-P. But it's an act. It's not it's not who he really is. So be aware that whoever is coming into your life puts on a show, doesn't show off who he really is, and it's going to take you a little while to catch up with who he really is. And when you catch up with who he really is, you're going to really like who he is, obviously. So good luck with that.
Tati Bonds asks, hi there, may I have a reading on Jameson and myself? Is there a future? Thank you.
I don't think Jameson has made up his mind yet, because he's fluctuating between yes and no. At the moment, the no is a little stronger, but at the same time, there's that, maybe I should look into this. So at this moment, the answer is maybe. Ask me in a week, because the future changes. The future changes quite dramatically, come different things. And there is a beginning of interest there, but it's only the beginning stages, and I'm not sure whether it will progress or not. Okay, so good luck with that.
Jennifer Schweb says, Tweety's good. Thank you for asking. They cleared out her eye today, and there's no infection, just some little maybe feathers turned toward her eye, irritating it. It feels better now. And she feels better.
Oh, that's good. I thought there was something in it, but I wasn't sure. And dogs and cats and birds get eye infections quite easily, so.
Jenny Jones says, love you ladies and your channel.
Thank you.
Male Pale says, haha, that was so cute. Thanks, Eliz-sha and Elle. You two are so adorable. Appreciate you both.
That would be our flashlight in the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jen's a comedian.
Sometimes at the wrong time.
Yeah, and we used to, when she was young, we used to call her Jen Carey. Jen, instead of
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, we used to call her Jen Carey because she's quite a she's quite a comic. But we've been on for like already 3 hours today, and I think she thinks we've done enough, and it's time to be family. So she's just yeah,
and
she's just being herself.
Technically, I think it's been longer than 3 hours.
Well, now it has.
Yeah.
But at the time, we were already on before this for 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. And 2 of those hours she was at school.
Yeah.
Jennifer Schweb adds also, thank you for the sweet advice. I have been trying to figure out a way to be there for my family, but not let it overwhelm me. The emotions are weighing on me. I'll do the bath in Epsom salts. Good.
Put some rosemary in it too. Sometimes you just have to be the third party observer with your kids and your husband.
Also,
your dogs and cats.
Yeah. Also, and birds. Also, if you need a beat to get away from family, and if it's easier to go watch a movie for a couple of hours outside, go to the theater, or go have a quiet coffee at a coffee shop and read a book there.
Or they're like in town today. There's a store opening today. It's a game cafe where you can go down and sit down and play a game with whomever's there if they want to, and things like that. So, yeah, it might be fun. Just go out and explore. Or if you were on with Elizabeth, get headphones. That noise canceling. That's what Elle does. She gets because when I do readings, we have a small house. She's no place to go, and she's got work to do. So she puts on noise canceling
headphones,
and she can't hear me or what's going on.
And I mean, it's also none of my business.
Well, yeah, I get a little irate with she. I do consider readings private. So.
But yeah. Star Z asks, what do my angels want me to know? Thank you so much.
So this week appears that it's a week to spend looking after yourself, nurture yourself. You're a lot of people who get into this field, they're too intense. They're trying too hard, and they wear themselves out. Nurture yourself. Look after yourself. Care for yourself. Find a passion that you like to do. For instance, I'm learning how to work with a wire, and it's a blast. I'm enjoying myself thoroughly. So. What am I doing? Making Christmas presents. Whether they like them or not is moot, because I like it. And it's made by me. But it's also something I'm very passionate about for me. So find something you enjoy doing for you. And Jennifer Swebb, same goes for you. Maybe that's what you need to do, is find something that you can be passionate about and just do it. Maybe paint by numbers or something like that, and do paintings for the family, because now the paint by numbers now are so sophisticated. You can do anything. Just look after yourself and enjoy yourself. Okay.
Right. Starzy says, thank you so much.
I do think if you can find something that you enjoy doing, because, well, what your guides literally said was lighten up. So I would say that means look after yourself. Relax a bit.
Jennifer Schweb says, Taylor and I love the bracelet.
Which one?
Crane Domain asks, hello, when will I meet my fire sign?
Crane Domain. It's soon. And between now and 6 months, it's pretty soon. Don't look for the fire sign. Don't expect your fire sign. Allow the fire sign to just be there one day. In the meantime, go out and do fun things. Go out with your friends. Go out and go to the movie. Go out and go dancing. Go out and make a life. Don't wait for things to happen. Right? Don't wait for things at all. You only have this moment. And if you don't have that guy or that gal in your life at this moment, don't negate the moment. So make sure you enjoy life until that person is there. Okay? And yes, we all have that biological drive. I recognize it. I've been there. I've done that. Don't what will be. So go get out there and have fun.
B. Erla says, you're right, Eliz-sha. I feel like he does like playing games. Stuff like saying he will catch up and then disappear. Thank you for the advice. I think it's and if not, I say it's Jennifer Schwab says your middle daughter sounds like my middle daughter.
I think we said that before.
Yeah, I feel like all middle daughters are the same.
Yeah.
The Polynesian princess says, I meant by the way, not but in my question. Gotcha. A little late, but gotcha.
That's all right. I think Elle reads computerese anyhow.
Sometimes I can be very like, what the hell?
I know there are times I'll get some message and I'll look at it and and I hand it to Elle and say, can you translate that for me, please?
1234 says, thank you. Maria Herrera says, thank you both. Gabriela Almania says, thank you so much. And you are right. Blessings to you and your family.
Thank you.
Tammy Banks asks, hello, can you tell me how my ex feels about me?
There's grudging admiration, but there's still a lot of foot stomping. So things are still a little tense with him, but there's a grudging admiration, and that what has happened or he respects you. Let's put it that way. He may not come across as respecting you because there's still a lot of cranky, but there's respect. If you're thinking that the two of you will get back together again, not at this moment. Like I say, he's still cranky, but there is respect. Okay, good luck.
Yasmin Fox says, hey, ladies, do you see love coming for me?
So that is a very open-ended question because there's two ways of looking at that. And I'm going to be metaphorical. Love coming to you, you open yourself up and allow yourself to be love and feel good and wonderful. And then, yes, the more you love yourself, the more you are open to love from your heart, the more you can get it from outside. And yes, so for both of them, I'm going to say yes. But first you want the love to come from inside first, and then from the outside, because the love that comes from the inside will attract the love that comes from the outside but it'll attract a love that is not broken, or not broken to the point where it's not usable, or that's not the right word, but it's not broken to the point where it's always a pain or a hurt or things like that. Okay, so yes, love is coming, and from both ways. And for anybody else who's asked me if love was coming, the more you love yourself, the better the love that you will attract. Okay.
The Polynesian Princess says, "Thank you so much, Eliz-sha, for your time and energy. You are well appreciated. You always make my day."
Thank you.
Maria Herrera says, "Yes, Alex's puppy is a godsend. When Alex is in school, he is my company, keeps me busy. He is my other son, and thank you very much to you and Elle."
Yeah, he's a really nice dog. Really, really sweetheart. It's going to be fantastic when he's 2 years old. In the meantime, keep everything up that's chewable.
Yep.
And watch out for your furniture legs.
Alicia P98 asks, "Hi, did Annie lie that she went to the mental health clinic?"
She did and she didn't. She went to it. I'm not 100% sure she went into it. She got to the door at least. That's the only thing I can pick up for sure. So yes and no. She's getting closer to being able to walk in the door. Okay, good luck.
Jenny Jones says, "Thank you so much." Debbie says, "Thank you." Fuzzy Kiwi asks, "Has my twin flame crossed over, or is it possible to have another?"
Honest to God, yes, it's possible to have more than one. And I know that sounds a little strange, but as we change and our energy changes, and it's difficult to explain. I have a very difficult time explaining it. But you know those fountains they have that are between two glasses and there's water running up and they're always running through? So that's how energy actually works. There's always energy running through, and there's set places in there where it stays the same. So that would be, you and I, we're not set places. We keep changing. Our energy keeps shifting and changing. And sometimes we can actually become somebody else. When I say somebody else, we grow, we change, we morph into something else. And that means that the energy we are simpatico with will have changed. Unless that person changed with you, they won't. So yes, there is, you can always love again. And even with it's not a twin flame, and twin flames are not really the best choice, but a really good love is somebody you start out with as a friend. And if you're waiting and you've been waiting a long time, probably look for yourself, to yourself. Open up and see what in yourself you don't think is good enough. And I'm not saying that you are not good enough. I'm saying there's something you think in yourself is not good enough to have a love. And that right off the bat, that's erroneous thinking. Everybody is good enough. But if you think you're not good enough or you don't deserve it, it will make it very difficult for you to get that love. So start looking at yourself. Don't look outside of yourself. Make sure you feel secure and happy and loved inside. And you don't have to be loved by another. You need to be loved by yourself. This is a truth. You need to love who you are first. And I do feel there is somebody there for you coming. You're just waiting for the proper time and the energy for it to occur. Good luck. Have fun. Love yourself.
Princess Nee says, such a lovely reading. Thank you. Dawn Vickery says, hello, hope all is well. Vidya Maharaj says, hello, ladies. Jennifer Schwab says, thank you, ladies, for your great advice. I appreciate it. Starzy says, thank you so much. Jennifer, I already read that one. B. Erla says, that's exactly how I meant it. Ay. Ha 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 ha. Tammy Banks says, thank you. Yasmin Fox says, great advice. Thank you. B. Erla adds, I would be really happy to hear you speak about the topic, loving yourself when you're in a relationship. Just as you said, women are nurturers and we tend to give a lot or too much.
Yeah. That's basically it. We do tend to give too much, and because it's no longer, it's so easy, men take us for granted.
Yeah. Well, one of the ladies, I believe it was Tari Alalos, I could be wrong, but she was saying that it's either she gives everything or she gives nothing. It's hard for her to do have the middle ground.
And but the thing is, that's where you start loving yourself. And yes, you want to do everything that's because that's how you show your love. There are different ways of showing your love. Each person has a different way of showing their love. For instance, their father shows love by giving them money. I don't give money. I show love by different ways. Listening to them, being there for them, etc., etc. But you have to find out what the language is that the person speaks, for one thing. And we're not talking about English or French or German or Swahili.
Their love language. There's like 3 of them: action, words, and touch.
Yeah, and you've got to figure out how that affects how they react to it. And some people like to be touched. I personally, because I'm an empath, I'm not really fussy about being touched unless I really love that person. And then it feels like golden energy rushing through me. But as a general rule, we're not big huggers or touchers in my family. We don't touch unless there's emotional need for some closeness. We get it from our dogs a lot, though. I mean, our dogs are touchers and feelers, so they pile on top of you when you're sleeping or something like that. But yeah, and I'm really, I don't have enough information at the moment to talk about it, and I've been on for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
So my brain is starting to get a little fatigued, but another time I will be glad to speak a bit more on it.
Yeah.
Basically, basically is the more you love yourself, the better it is. And when it's you give all, you give nothing, consider this. If giving your all sends him away, then that's not what he needs. And what you want is for that person to be comfortable and at the point of giving him what he needs. So with walking away from him and basically walking away from him and say, "Yep, catch you later, Charlie. I'm going to go out to the movies," is to his benefit than go out to the movies without him. Sometimes they need that little bit of break and that little bit of energy to feel more relaxed, more at home. And that might be you're giving them 100% that way.
There's a YouTuber. I can't remember her name at the moment, but she talks about sex education online on YouTube, and she does. She recently came out with a book about how to figure out your apology language, your because for each person they might never actually say I'm sorry, but they might buy you a chocolate bar or something, and that is their personal way of saying I'm sorry. Kind of like a love language, but it's I'm sorry for X action. If you go to at Grace YouTube / Grace Helbig, she did a podcast. She does a podcast called Not Too Deep.
Oh, that's who it is.
Yeah, she had this lady on, and again, I don't remember her name, but yeah,
Not too deep.
but yeah, it was a very interesting conversation listening to them talk. I believe there's also links to this woman's YouTube channel so you can reach out and talk about sex
Ask question and things
and stuff, and like
definitely not adult.
Not child safe. But yeah, no, she is open. She's kind of like us, but without the tarot,
without the woo woo.
Yeah, aspect. She will. Anyhow, she sounded like a very interesting person. Very pro sex, pro love yourself, pro figure out your relationship. Let's do it together. How does sex make you feel? So yeah, and I totally just demonetized this live stream. So
did you?
Might have. I don't know. YouTube is weird.
Yeah.
But anyhow, go there and yeah. I don't know.
Okay, let's. I'm actually getting really tired, and we have to take my other daughter to get a CAT scan later. Pretty soon.
The board one.
Yeah, the board one. She's got vertigo, and I want to find out what's happening with her vertigo.
Yeah, and
so did we just get a new one come up?
We have a bunch of new ones.
Well, we're going to be on tomorrow.
Yeah. Just quickly, Mara Obahe. I'm sorry if I butchered that like crazy.
She did.
I probably did. She asks, do you have Libran? Yeah, that's the word. It's been a day. Guys. Energy. I also just like human touch too.
Yeah, I'm a Libran. I just had a birthday in October.
Yeah, so also she's an empath. Much of us are empaths.
A lot of empaths like to be touched.
I don't.
I
also, for me personally, it depends who's touching me.
Yeah.
How much do I care about you?
Yeah, and I was not brought up to be touched. I brought my kids up very touchy-feely because I wasn't brought up that way. But no, you give me fair warning if you want to hug from me.
I gotta mentally prepare.
Yeah. The other day, this lady walked up and I started to sweat. And I sort of started backpedaling, and I left. After we left, I turned to my other daughter, the one that's bored, comedic, and I said, "I don't do well when people stand closer to me than I stand to them."
Yep.
I have a very big personal space.
S. Starzy is asking if they can send Jen Reiki.
I think she's quite open to this sort of thing. She
kind of has to be with this family.
She has got a choice. She grew up with it. She was born into it, and she'd be more than happy. She's vertigo though, and it is messing up her life. She goes to do some her a test, and then her eyes sort of unfocus and she can't read the writing. So yeah, that'd be really, she would appreciate it. Thank you.
And we've been on for an hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
plus
So
all day.
we will be back tomorrow, and I really am fatigued. And when I get fatigued, I don't trust my messages after a while. Is there any in there that are
no, but there's nothing
that
pressing.
okay?
It's just
tomorrow.
A lot of thank yous.
And we probably be on around noon, and before 5.
Yeah.
Then that would be for water and air that we still have to do.
And we won't be on as much as we have been today.
No, every other Friday we have Elizabeth on, and she does an in-depth. And some of you caught that in-depth, and she's really super interesting. You can go. She just talks for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I get a little tired after a while. I love her to death, don't get me wrong, and her information is top notch. She just has the greatest information. So yeah, I'm going to say goodbye, and thank you all for all your thank yous, and thank you more just for being here with us.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
We are doing Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, it's Wisdom Seeker Shifts.
Link is in the description.
And please ask questions, because last time nobody asked questions, so I was talking to myself. All right. Namaste. Namasko.
Bye, everyone.
And
Thank
again,
you so much.
It's always a great pleasure.